Okay, so in last session we discussed about Tomcat. What is Tomcat? What is application server, web server? We haven't discussed, but what is Tomcat, right? What is deployment? What is undeployment? Like that, we discussed something, and we also discussed how to install Tomcat. I means like configure Tomcat on Windows, how to start it with Catalina.bat run, right? Or else like what is this name? Catalina.bat start, and then startup.sh, right? Shutdown.sh pop-up will open. That and all we have seen, right? Next, that is not the real case how we start Tomcat on Linux. It's a different way. I'll show you. But for now, for temporarily, we'll get into the bin location and we'll start the Tomcat, right? And then we have seen conf folder. Okay, this logs, everything we discussed, that web apps work. These directories also we discussed. Can someone tell me how to change the default port number of Tomcat?
You have to go to conf folder and server.xml file.
Okay, that's good. Under Tomcat home directory, we need to go to conf directory. Under that, there is one server.xml file. Okay, open that, and then what is the element name where we need to change the port number? Connector. Okay, there will be one element called as connector. So there we need to go and change that. This connector port number will be there, right? Where we'll have HTTP 1.1. Here we need to go and change it to 8080. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So like that we can change it. We can stop it. I'll show you it for
yes.
Linux. I'll show you later. For now what I want to do is I want to log into my Tomcat console. All right. Here, when we open a Tomcat, we'll have some on the console. We'll have different options. I want to log into them and access my Tomcat, because I said deployment into Tomcat is what? Deployment into Tomcat means what? Deployment into Tomcat means what?
Deploying into production.
Huh?
Production. Giving it to production.
Giving it to
end user.
Production.
Did I say this? Madam, I'm asking how to deploy an application into Tomcat. How can you say that an application has been deployed into Tomcat? Or else like deployment into Tomcat means what? I'm not asking about environments. Listen the question properly. Yesterday only I said.
Into Tomcat folder, web app folder.
You showed us.
What I'm asking. Yes. Placing or copying the artifact into web apps directory of Tomcat. Okay. Why production? These and all coming here, madam. Don't forget. So deploying or like copying or placing var file or any artifact into Tomcat web apps directory, right? It's nothing but deploying into Tomcat. Undeploy means removing from there, right? Okay. Now what I want to do is, in that case, I'll tell you one scenario. My Tomcat is in stopped state. My Tomcat is in stopped state now. Now, if I deploy an application, means if I copy and var file here, does that make sense? My Tomcat is in stopped state. It haven't started. Now, if I copy a var files from somewhere to here, does that make sense? Now I have a var file. This I'll take here, copy it into this web apps directory of my Tomcat. Now, if I deploy, if I copy an artifact when the Tomcat server is in stopped state, does this make any sense? Say yes or not, at least.
No.
Say yes or no. That doesn't make any sense, right? No use, right? So what is my point here is, when you try to copy a var file, no use. Go on.
Your voice is breaking. I don't know, it's just from your
my point here is, when you try to... So if the Tomcat is in stopped state, if you deploy the application, means if you copy an artifact there is no use with that, right? So one more point I want to tell you here is,
I'm not able to.
Is it easier? Means if you are copying that application means.
Sorry,
not
clarity, sir.
I think when I start recording, it will go like. I think there is a lag again, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Now
No,
it
fine.
not there.
Oh, okay. Then okay, let me continue.
A little.
No, sir.
Now it
Okay.
not.
Oh, okay. So then, okay, let me mute, please. Then what I mean to say here is, means you are able to copy an artifact into web apps directory even if your Tomcat is not running. And also, if it is in Linux machine or Windows machine, if you have access to your Tomcat web apps folder, means EC-user, like Ravi user, like that, if there is a user in your Linux machine, if that user has right access to this folder, then only they can deploy, right? So, but that is not a good way. That is not a good way. There is something else, right? Not, see, you are able to deploy into web apps directly based on the permissions of Linux user, like EC-user. If that user has right access to this web apps directory, they can deploy. No, that is not a proper way. So what web app Tomcat is saying is, don't depend on that. I will provide separate set of users, means I will provide separate set of user access. You use it, it is saying. So now let me start my Tomcat. Okay, so I'm going to start it. I'm going to start it. Okay. Localhost 8081, I think, right? Yesterday, right? I'm able to access this. So from here, I can do the deployment. Directly copying into web apps directory, that is a deployment only, but that is not a correct way, actually not recommended, right? You can do in that way. I'm not saying you cannot do, you can do it. That is what we have seen so far. But Tomcat is saying, don't deploy in that way. Why? Because I see, if you are deploying into Tomcat, means Tomcat will give you username and password. Using that, you have to log in and deploy. But here in this case, if you're directly copying, if you have access to this Tomcat web apps directory, you can deploy. If you have access to this Tomcat web apps directory, then you can deploy, right? So not that, don't depend on that. I will use set of users, it is saying. But okay, now I'll try to log into this. So if I click on this, I don't know the username and password. Remember this, Tomcat don't have default username and password. Okay, Tomcat don't have default username and password. Then how should log in? It is not giving default username and password, and it is asking to log in. How can I log in? Right? So in that case, what you can do is here inside your conf directory, we have server.xml, right? Same like that, there is one more file called as tomcat-users.xml, not XSD. It is XML. Don't try to modify this XSD and come, sir, I'm not seeing that, this and all. I'm saying now itself, right? Remember this. Tomcat-users.xml file. You open this. Here you can create your own user and set a password for that user, right? So how to set this? Is this a commented one or uncommented one?
Commented.
This is commented one, right? So like this, what it is saying is,
Commented.
yeah, they have given some examples here. So what I want to do is, I want to take one user, just take it, right? Paste it, give the username here, For example, I'm giving as admin, for example, admin. Password is admin, for example. Okay, you can give set of any user. Now, I think I asked a question long back, right, in the starting of the classes. What is meant by authentication? What is meant by authorization? Can you tell me what is meant by authentication? Authentication.
Authentication is logging in username with username and password.
Okay, logging in.
Authenticate.
Yeah, okay. Means if you have any tool or something, if you log into that using username and password, that is called as authentication. Okay, done. Authorization means
You provide to any other user.
okay. What? Sorry.
You provide access to any other user. Authorizing.
Okay. Once you log in, what type of permissions you have there? What type of access you have there? That is called as authorization. For example, you are all going to a company, right? To enter into the office, you'll show your ID card. That is authentication, right? It is checking authentication, whether you are a valid user or not. Okay, you are authenticated. You cross the gate door and enter it inside. Once you enter inside. Either you are an employee, there, or else someone else, like you have full access, like HR or someone maintenance guy. What type of access you have there? That is called as authorization. For example, you went to a shopping mall, just like a shopping mall, I think, just example. But to that shopping mall to enter, you need to have an ID card. So you got an ID card, you got a membership, you showed that ID card, enter inside. Once you entered into that mall, right? Either you can just purchase as a normal user, entering, either you are an employee of that mall, or else like some manager or someone, right? Everyone need to show the ID card. That is called as authentication. Everyone to enter that mall, they'll show their ID card. Okay, showed, entered inside. That is authentication. But once you enter, you are just authorized to see that items and purchase, buy them. But if that is an employee, they have an access or like authorization to sell them, right? If he is a manager or someone, they have extra privileges, right? Like that. So authentication means like signing in kind of thing. Once you sign in, what type of access you have, that says authorization. Now, to my Tomcat, to authenticate my Tomcat, I'm giving username and password. But so the username is admin, password is admin. So using these credentials, I log in into my Tomcat. But once you log in, what type of authorization this user should get in my Tomcat? For that, there are roles. There are different roles present in your Tomcat. So like this, okay, let me show you a few names. Where is that here? Just a second. I have noted all somewhere. Array. Here. Okay. So once you enter, you have different roles: manager GUI, manager script, manager JMS, manager status. Like that, there are different roles. Okay, there are different roles. So you have to give that roles to that user. So if you give here manager GUI, okay, here it is giving us role 1. For example, I'm giving one role for that user, manager GUI. So the username for the authentication, the username is admin, password is admin. So once the user authenticates, what type of access the user should get? Manager GUI, right? If you give manager GUI role for that user, after authenticating, what that user will get? Allow access to the HTML GUI and the status pages. So let me show you here. So once you give that credentials, when the user click on this, right, that user can get HTML GUI, means the user can log in here and he can get status pages. Okay. Now, when it gives this manager script, this is too much important. You remember this. Now I'm saying this, right? Again in Jenkins, I'll discuss about this. When we automate the deployment from Jenkins, right? So I'll discuss about this once again. Remember this. Allow access to the text interface and the status pages. So what does this mean is, let me explain later. Okay, this is for JMS proxy, and this is for, it allows the status pages only if you provide. Okay, let me provide this also. 1 second. I'll compare and show you. Okay, first let me put both. Let me show you 1 second. So if I want to use multiple roles, right? For the same user, I want to give 2 roles. So you are giving manager status and manager GUI, both the user wants to give. So now when you do this, if I go here and try to give the username and password, it will not work. Why? If I give a username and password here, it will not work. Why? Can you guess? Because this file is from which folder? Conf folder. If we change something in the conf directory, do we need to stop and start your Tomcat? We need to restart our Tomcat. If you don't restart your Tomcat, then the changes, the changes we made on the conf directory will not be affected. So I'm going to restart my Tomcat, then refresh the same URL. It is asking for the username and password, admin tab, admin. I'm giving it here. Now I'm able to see that login page means I logged in. I have this manager access. See your server statuses. So as you have both the roles, manager GUI and manager that one status, right? You have both the roles, so you can check the status and all. Okay. Okay, fine. Now see here, From here also I can do the deployment. From here also I can do the deployment. Now tell me, by seeing this, how many applications I deployed in my Tomcat now?
One
What is the name of the application here?
Maven Web Pro 1.2.
Okay, that's correct. Now, is it showing here? See, what else is there? Docs, examples, host manager, manager. Is it showing everything here except root? Root means this one. Is it showing all the things? From
Yes.
where it is showing? From where it is showing is from work directory. So the display, whatever you are getting on the Tomcat console, is coming from work directory. That is the reason whenever you copy something, an artifact into this web apps directory, that will automatically get extracted, and the same copy will be made into work directory, this location. Why? Because the display coming here is not from web apps, the display is coming from work. So Tomcat is using a separate folder for this display. That is the reason whenever you deploy an application, after extracting, the same copy will be made into work directory, that will come here. And now whatever is deployed into my web apps directory, that has been copied into work directory, and I'm able to see this application here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Or no? Yes. Now I want to undeploy from here. How to undeploy is this one. So if you are using web apps directory, if you are using a web apps directory, how you will undeploy? You'll remove this var file. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I'm an EC2 user, root user, some other user who has access to web apps directory, they can directly copy it, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But if I want to deploy or undeploy from this console, the EC2 user can deploy from here. The EC2 user can deploy from here or
Yes.
not? No.
Username, password.
That is what I shouted and showed you, right? Tomcat-user.xml. If you add the username and password there, then only the user can log in here. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
EC2-user. Who added the EC2-user into Tomcat-users.xml? No one added. So if a Tomcat means if a user types this URL and give the username as EC2-user and the Linux password you have set for that EC2-user, if you set that, will it work? Will the user will be able to log in?
No.
No, right? So like this. So Tomcat is providing separate security for this only. Who can access my Tomcat console, right? I can control from this location. That is the reason when you are deploying manually, so you prefer this console, admin console access. Don't directly copy into web apps directly. Okay. Still in automation, we have to copy. But what is that and all? Why we do that? How to provide security for that and all? I'll discuss later. For now, have you understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm going to undeploy it. Okay, fine. So is my application disappeared from here? Is it there here? I clicked on undeploy option for that case in that web project. It got undeployed, means from here it removed. Now if I go to that web apps directory, from here also it is gone. If I go to work directory, from there also it has gone. Is it gone? Is it there?
No, it's not.
Is it undeployed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to deploy again. I want to deploy once again. So for that, what I'll do is I want to deploy from console, not from through copy. I don't want to directly copy. I want to deploy through console. So how can you deploy it? Here in the console itself, there is an deploy var file option here. Deploy var or deploy directory or var file located on server. If you have in some server, you can give the details and all. You want to directly deploy, you can click on this var file to deploy. Choose that var file from this location. Choose var file, give the location. Right here I have var file. Select this, click on deploy. Click on deploy. It is deploying here. So did it deploy the application here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. So if I hit this, am I able to access the application? Yes or no? Right? No. If I want to undeploy, I can undeploy it here. So if I undeploy it here, right, from here it has been removed. If I go to web apps directory, from here also it removed. If I try to access this, I'll get 404. Yes or no? So now we are providing separate set of users with separate access and credentials, separate authentication and authorization for this Tomcat. Are we able to provide? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this is called as Tomcat console deployment and undeployment. Now let me deploy the one application once again. All right. So I'll go here, deploy var. I'll choose it this, select this var, click on deploy. So you observe here, my application will come here. This is refreshing. Okay. My application has came here. If I hit now, it started working. It started working. Okay, fine. Now I have a question. I have a question now. What is that is, along with undeploy, there are two options, few more options like stop, reload. Stop, reload, start something is there. Start is disabled now. Why? Because my Tomcat is, my application is already started. There is something called a stop. If I click on undeploy, what will happen? You have seen, right? That var file will be removed from the web apps directory, right? The application will get undeployed. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, now if I click on stop, let's see this. Is my application here itself? Is it there? I clicked on stop. So this got disabled now. It is showing as start. Means my application is in stopped state now. It is asking to start. If I want to start it, I can start it by clicking on this. But it is in stopped state. Yes or no? Now,
Yes.
if the application is stopped state, if I try to access this, am I able to access the application?
No.
No. Now, again, if I click on start, now it is showing us the application is started. Now, next time you can stop it. But if I try to access this, okay, if I try to access this, it's working. It is working. Now tell me, what is the difference between undeploy, stop, and start? If you stop an application, the application will be there in your Tomcat only. The application, var file, everything will be there in your Tomcat, but it just stops functioning. It just stops functioning. Again, whenever you want it, you can start it. So temporarily, I want to make my application unavailable. I want to make my application unavailable. I don't want to make it functioning, right? So I'll stop it. After 5 minutes or 2 days, 1 day, whenever I want, I'll just start it. It will start working. But if you undeploy it, your application will be removed from Tomcat. Again, if you want it, you have to redeploy. Again, if you want to deploy, I undeployed now. I undeployed now. But again, after 1 or 2 days, or else after 5 minutes, if I want to deploy the application, do I need to redeploy again? Do I need to deploy once again? Yes or no?
Yes.
But for that deployment, I need to have my var file. What if I have lost the var file? I deployed just now. I deployed from my original location, wherever I have on my Tomcat target, my Maven target directory. I removed that artifact. I deployed my application here, so I removed it. Now, if I undeploy it, again, if I want to deploy, if I don't have the backup of my var file, gone. Yes or no? Again, I have to rebuild. Maybe the developer has modified the application, so I cannot get the same var file once again. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
So for temporary unavailability, you can stop and start your application. If you want to remove it, you can undeploy it. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, there is something called as reload. This is important to remember. What is this reload is? Yesterday, if you remember, in the web apps directory, I've opened this var file. Open something here. Open archive. I went here. I changed something in the HTML. So I just not like this. It will open here. I'll just copy it. So I took that HTML, whichever is there in the var file. I take a copy of that. So something I'm going to modify it here. Okay, let me do some change here. Okay, I changed it a few details. I think yesterday I was right something. I'll change it to AC Technologies. Something like this. It's okay. I'll change like this. Okay, done. Now what I want to do is this also. Okay, so I change these details. Now, whatever the file which was there in var file, I took a backup of this. Now I'm trying to modify the same, right? This modified index.xml, I'm copying inside the var file. So my var file contains, var is an archived file, which has that compiled Java classes, HTML, whatever was there in the source code, right? That has been compiled and everything has packed as an var file. Now in the var file, I have index.html. I copied it, did some modifications. I'm updating the index.html directly inside the var file. Now, if I go and refresh this, I'll be able to see the changes. So I'm able to see the changes, right? This is called as hotfix. This is called as hotfix, means the application which is already deployed, the var file, which is already deployed, right? Which has been already deployed. In that, if you go and modify some changes, that is called as hotfix. In general, if I want to do index.html changes, what should I do? A developer has to modify the code, commit into GitHub. I have to pull the changes, right? I have to run a Maven goal. So with using Maven, I'll generate new var file like 1.2-release, 1.3, right? I'll update the version 1.3. I'll generate a new var file with the new version and then deploy it here. But am I following that approach? No. Actually, if a developer modifies index.html and push it to GitHub, I have to generate a new artifact using Maven, and that here I have to undeploy this older one and then deploy the 1.3 version. But I'm not doing that. Instead that I'm directly modifying the code present inside a var file. So if you do like that, then it is called as hotfix. And that too, when you do on hotfix, right? When you do hotfix, if the hotfix is made on a HTML or static files, what are static files? I said, right? Index which has .html extension, .js, .css, those are called as static files. When you make the changes directly inside the var file for a static files, when you do a hotfix for the static files like this, then you no need to do anything. You no need to do anything in your Tomcat. Just if you update the var file present on your Tomcat and do a hotfix, if the change is made on a static file, you no need to worry, automatically those changes will be affected here. So after making the changes in the HTML, once I copied that in index.html, did I restarted my Tomcat? Did I restarted my Tomcat?
No.
No. So even without restarting, is my changes affecting here?
Yes.
But if I do an hotfix for a .class file, right here, if I open this, okay, I already opened it. Classes, if I go here, if someone have a updated means sample controller .class in their local, and if they update this sample controller .class with their .class file, now you need to restart your application. Either you need to restart your application or else reload your application. So if you do an hotfix, for Java related files, then instead of stop and start your application, right? Instead of stop and start your application, you can just reload your application. So that also will update the changes. Understood, guys? But in general, hotfix we will do very rarely because that is too much risky. We should not do like this. Basically, most of the time, in general, we do the hotfix on production if you don't want to disturb our application, but that is too much risky. We don't do like that. But just to explain that reload option, I have explained it. Have you understood, guys?
Can you explain it again?
Why you didn't ask at the starting only when you didn't understand here? I explained everything at the end. You are asking to explain. See, if your application is already deployed in the server, if you want to do some changes, right? If you want to do some changes to your code, you can directly get inside this and do it. That is one of the option, but which is not recommended.